New Year's Eve right now. Like, I saw this picture of a quiche on Kenji Lopez's Instagram, and it looks so good. And I forgot that I, when I when I worked in lived in New York City, I worked at restaurants, and we make quiches there, and they're literally like, I was a noob. I didn't know anything about quiches, but it was the best quiche I ever had in my life, and I love making them. And I saw that picture, and I'm like, I want that. I asked the people, and I got two recommendations. I went to two places, grabbed quiches, and now I'm gonna make my own. And then we're gonna see if mine hold up. Today we're gonna make. Maybe I should start that. Hi, I'm Ashley. Today we're gonna make veggie quiche, broccoli quiche. Today we're gonna make a broccoli quiche, broccoli, Swiss, and kale quiche with caramelized onion. So there's gonna be some things that you need. Obviously, it's a quiche. We know we're gonna need eggs, a lot of eggs. Just get a whole box of eggs, a whole box. You're gonna need for one quiche. I don't know if you want to double the recipe or not. You're gonna need 3 eggs and then 2 egg yolks. So whether or not you want to buy the carton egg yolks, sometimes that's easier. I know there's conversions on. They used to use just like the carton eggs at a place that I used to make these at before. So you're gonna need 3 whole eggs, 2 yolks, 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. I got a smallish head of broccoli, and we're gonna use all the parts of this. So we're not gonna throw any of the stem away. Dips and stuff, mushrooms, and some just Swiss cheese, just some generic stuff. If you want, you can get a really nice Gruyere or Emmental. And I got some kale. So this is like a really nice thing if you have stuff that you need to get rid of, and also you need something that's kind of impressive looking, but like it looks like you spent a lot of time, and you really, I mean, if you want to make the pie crust yourself, okay, yes, I brought pre-made pie crust. You know why? Because I don't want to have to screw around with chilling butter, laminating dough, chilling the dough, rolling the dough out, pre-baking it. It's 4:30 right now. I've been trying to do this since for 2 hours ago. Like, we're gonna start chopping our garnishes. So like our inside ingredients, you want to give those some time to cool off before you make your custard mix, like your egg and your cream mixture, because you don't want it to put a hot thing in with egg and then it'll start cooking the egg, and it's, just trust me. So I'm going to chop these in the order in which they're going to be cooked. And so I took the top and bottom off of the onion. Top and bottom off the onion. Cut it in half. Then it's way easier to peel. Also, if onions make you cry, pro tip, stick them in the fridge. Putting a match between your teeth, putting an onion on top of your head, all that stuff isn't going to make a lick of difference, because except unless you have contact lenses, and then that you protected. The reason why is that, and this is also why you don't want to cut onions from across the equator. You want to cut them vertically from top to bottom, because what makes you cry is sulfuric acid. It's a compound, it's like not an epoxy. It's a compound that when you crush the cell walls, 2 chemicals are introduced to one another, which then turns into sulfuric acid. I will put that infographic right here, and it gets into your eyes. It's a vapor, gets in your eyes, and that's why you cry. So that's why I like to cut onions this way, because I don't want to make the onions make me cry. So as you can see, let's stop this right here. And like when I'm doing anything with a lot of prep, get a cookie sheet tray situation, and then just put everything on the cheat tray, so then when you're ready to start putting stuff in pans and sauteing, all you have to do is just scoop it right in there. We're gonna do this broccoli next. We're gonna use this stem, crown. We're gonna just take the knife around and cut all these bits off. And so then we have the crown. This we're gonna also throw in. These are good. Don't throw that out. Cut the bottom off. Very bottom piece, that's garbaggio. And then we're gonna just cut off like the first like 2 millimeters of the outside. Just to get that like tough, woody skin off. And then we'll have like this little thing. These are also really nice in stir fries. They kind of have a texture similar to like water chestnuts, because they're very soft, but they got that like sponginess. So I'm gonna just maybe, I'm trying to think, because we want everything to be the same size. So I'm gonna maybe, I don't know what's the best way to do this. Maybe I will dice them. Just some like little 1/4-inch dice. The heel of our knife through these this stem. Don't want to, once you start cutting this part, that's when you get all those little teeny broccoli pieces all over the place. And so if you just take the heel of your knife and separate the different little florets, then they stay together and you don't make a mess, and you don't have any waste, because then that stuff, all those little pieces, always gets to the bottom of the bowl or the bottom of the thing, and then it ends up going to waste, and we're not about that life. Also keep in mind, this is going to shrink down a little bit after it's cooked, so this is going to look like a lot, and honestly it's probably going to be a lot. And then I'm going to have to double the recipe, because I'm going to have so much extra garnish that I'm going to have to do something with it. Alright, we got our pan on the stove, like medium-high heat. I'm just going to do a little zhuzh of just vegetable canola-y type oil. Alright, so we have like all of our vegetables in here. And we're going to throw in the pan first our onions, so I can get some nice coloring on them. And then once those start cooking down a little bit, then we're going to throw in the kale. Give them a little tossy toss. Little S. Little P. So this is like my favorite. Love it. I love it. Toss. And you're going to want to let those saute for like 5-ish minutes, just until they start, you can like see it start to break down. Right, I decided that I'm just going to, this is how it's going to be. I'm going to end up recording some things on the camera, some things on the phone, whatever. Let's take a quick look at what's happening in this pan right now. So, flipperoo. Real great lighting, actually. So I put the lid on, I add a little water in there. See how dark green that is? That's like nice and steamed, and steaming in all of this onion essence. Sorry, I'm trying to hold this, and so you just gotta use your belly fat. Use your, it's okay. So see how this is on the bottom there? We don't want that. We do want it, but we're gonna just, scrape that off. Scrape. So I think that now we can put this on a plate to cool. A little bit more oil. Throw that back on the heat. Let that oil heat up. So we're gonna saute our. Oh my God, I've been watching too much Julia Child. She would always say saute, which like I know. Dump all of that in there. And this is going to be another one. Keep that lid handy, because we're going to also want to steam this brock a little bit. Sauteing this again. Season all your layers. Probably like a nice in between medium and medium high. So like halfway up, if that makes sense. Sorry. So this is a pinch. See my hand, and then like that much. see that? I can't tell. I don't know. But so that's like my pinch. So I'm in with my broth. Broth is getting nice and brown. And at this point, we're gonna again add a little bit of water. Just enough to like cover the bottom. And then cover that up. Leave the heat where it's at. Just don't peek underneath it. Give it like 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. Can't be more than that. What time? It's 5:22. Let's time it because I don't know how to time things. I'll admit it. I don't know. Yeah. What's up? Remember on Grace when she was like, wait, and that was funny, and I was a kid, and I was like, ah, she's crazy. All right. So let's do the waiting for things to cook dance. Stop looking at my tits. Jeez. Look at my broccoli. Nice. Hold the phone. So, alright. So I covered it and let it cook for maybe like 2-3 minutes. So, I mean, accurate. And then I took the lid off and I'm letting some of that water, that moisture, very steamy. So you want to let some of that dissipate and evaporate because, you don't want to have all these pockets of fluid. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want it to express water in your custards and then you're going to have these weird watery bits. That's gross. Also, you know what the most important spice is? See this? No, it's not salt. No, it's not cocaine. God, who are you? I mean, who the heck are you? Sorry. Uncle Roger love MSG. Niece Ashley is a good niece, so I always remember to add my magic dust. I'm also going to add some into my batter, so I don't know, if you have it, cool. If not, that's also cool. I like it. Fun story about MSG, actually. Sun-dried tomatoes and MSG is just like a half a molecule away. It's just a more concentrated version of it, of the naturally. Oh, where are you? Hey, hi. Some people salt their mushrooms. Some people salt their mushrooms. Some people don't. I've seen a lot. I saw a thing recently where people say salting them draws out the moisture, which you're going to want to do that anyway. There's a lot of moisture in here. So I say salt away. Let's look at what's happening here with the mushrooms. Okay, so I threw salt on them. Remember how I was saying that some people are very against salting? Let's look at this. Ooh, let's get the Caesaline. Oh yeah. We're going to finish cooking these. We'll set this stuff to chill, and then we're going to start cutting up our cheese and mix up our custard mix. And then after that, it should be really quick, and we'll throw everything in the oven, and it's like a quick 20-minute bake at 350. I want to spread everything out on a cookie sheet. Like I said before, this is going to help it cool way faster. Let it sit until it stops steaming. I mean, honestly, you don't have to pop it in the fridge. It should be fine. You don't really want to throw it right in your refrigerator because that's going to it's going to make your fridge have to work harder and it's going to not be happy. This will be my fridge thing. Cracking it with 2 hands makes them taste better. Also crack on a flat surface because, otherwise, what are you doing? I don't have a whisk. Oh my gosh. Ashley, Jesus. Anything I need with me right now. Why do you even watch this channel? I'm gonna use black pepper. No shit. Right, these are my feelings about white pepper. 1, I don't know where it is right now. 2, it smells like foot. 3, I used to go like borrow my friend's pepper mills. Oh yeah, just put a little bit of black pepper in there. It would be white pepper. This shit smells like it's not like I don't know how to. We're gonna use black pepper and we're gonna throw in some of this Aleppo because when else am I gonna use Aleppo pepper? Cool. 3 eggs. Nice healthy pinch of salt. Nice healthy pinch of Aleppo. Because it's gonna look really, it's gonna be pretty. And some, I love black pepper and I will never apologize for it. So I need 2 yolks now. So, do you know how to, I mean, you know how to do this, right? So this is what whites are gonna go in. Crack it in half. Don't dump anything. Keep that yolk just suspended in there and toss it back and forth. And that way, just plop it in, maybe like that. And these kind of are on the small side. I'm gonna add 1 extra whole egg. And if it gets up, then that's on me. So I'm gonna whisk all my eggs together and then add my cream. So I need 2 cups of heavy cream, not half and half. Half and half is gonna be kind of sweet. When you're whisking this, you wanna have a lot of vigor, you wanna have a lot of energy. I'm trying to incorporate air into this. You gotta beat it vigorously. Also, it does help when you're making this, like let your ingredients sit out and kind of come to room temperature. I know it's like the danger zone. And I'm gonna take this by yourself, which you probably are. There you go. Look at that. 1 hand. It helps if it's damp or when you make it in a little ring, but you know, for all intents and purposes. So I just had to do a whole video about my pet peeves because when people say intensive, like intensive care, intense as in intentions and purposes. I kind of want to add another egg yolk to this. This seems like a lot. So this is the original recipe. Let me find it. Let me just take 5 years to find it. And saw this. Veal sugo, spring rolls, quiche. For 18 to 20 quiches. 1-to-1 S&P. That's for 18 to 20. I don't know, this just feels it's wrong. Because the volume, you know, I'm gonna put 2 more eggs in. Because I feel like I cross-referenced this with a recipe that did for just like a home recipe. And so it called for 3 eggs, 2 yolks, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of white pepper, and 2 cups of cream. But that's not 1-to-1. That's like 1-to-2, you know? And this is, I know, I'm gonna probably live to regret this, but you know, that's what we're here for. We're learning together. And it's been a long time since I've done this, so don't come at me. Whisk. Incorporate those before I add any more cream because otherwise the yolks are just going to be bopping around in there. Feels pretty good. Alright, now I'm going to add a half a cup more cream. I'm going to trust my instincts. I'm going to add a little bit more salt. This actually might make 2 quiches, to be honest. I added 2 more pinches of salt, so my pinch is about half a teaspoon, as we saw before. So I'm going to add this and pray. Pray to the kitchen gods. I don't got time to make pie dough. Baking instructions. Bake pie crust for cream pudding, lemon meringue, chiffon pie. 1 crust pie. I have a feeling I'm going to have to bake these first. 400 degrees, 11 to 14 minutes. Alright. And this is why you read directions. So, alright, we're going to bake these off, and I'll be back in 15 minutes. So, these kind of got a little over, because I had to bump I had it on 350, had to bump it up to 400, but they're a nice golden color. I'm going to let these cool a minute. These should be cool in like a couple minutes or so. our pie shells have finally cooled down enough where we can safely put things in them. So, alright, I know that a quiche just essentially looks like a bunch of stuff in a pie shell and then you bake it like a pie. But it's really important to make sure every aspect of this pie is coated. So this is my method. So first you're gonna have your custard mix, and we're just gonna pour a little bit in the bottom, just enough to cover it. The worst thing is when you have a sheet tray of these and then you notice the egg running out of the bottom because there's a crack. We're gonna take our veggies and we're gonna put them in this bowl. Then I'm gonna add our cheese in. We're gonna pour just a little bit of this batter in. Just a little bit, just a little. And we're gonna give it a little stir. And that way we can ensure that everything in here is coated with the batter so that it will do its job of holding all of these nice little ingredients together. Oh man, it's a big chunk of cheese. And just, yeah, you wanna make sure everything's nice and incorporated so we have our mix. And now we're ready to start filling these bad boys. Do a little bit of this. In this one, and so you see how I have these pie sheets, pie crusts on a baking sheet. It will bubble over and it will get all over the place. So you're gonna have a mess in your oven. Ain't nobody wants that. I don't want a messy oven. Okay, get out of there, honey. Get. Our whole pie thing here is pretty full. So, you know how I was saying that this was like for one. So, okay. Originally we started with what? 4 eggs and 2 yolks or something. And then we added like 2 more eggs and then another 2 yolks or a little bit of crust left because this is going to expand. But you know what? We have this pan under here. So like, whatever. It's just a little bit left. And that. And finally, we're ready to put these in the oven. All right, are you pumped? Because I'm pumped because I'm really ready to eat these things because I haven't eaten today. Okay, I'm starving. All right, let's put these in the oven. Don't judge me right now. This is judgment-free zone. So what I forgot to add was that I like to, when doing custard pies, pour some hot water in here. And that's going to help it cook a little bit more evenly so your custard stays nice and creamy. At last, we have a quiche. And so, yeah, this took actually, all in all, about a half hour. About a half hour at 350. It's set. It's still pretty warm. I want to let it cool before I cut into it. But after we do that, which will probably be tomorrow, just letting you know, then we will do a little taste test. While we're waiting for our quiche to be done, these two are from one place. This is from another place. This one's a veggie mushroom one. This one's a Lorraine. As you can see, this one already has a bite taken out of it because when I got it, I couldn't resist. So I'm going to try and get a bite that has a little bit of everything in it. But man, this quiche slaps. Well, this was a quarter of a pie, and I just keep eating it.